Get us started this morning. Welcome, friends gathered in the sanctuary on Zoom and later on our YouTube channel. It's so good to be together. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Franklin, the Smoky Mountains of Western North Carolina and Northeast Georgia, and the ancestral land of the Cherokee people. We're a lay-led congregation of progressive minds and caring connections. My name is Mary Teslo, and I'm delighted to be your service leader this morning. We extend a warm welcome to those who may be visiting with us today for the first time or returning after a while. We're so glad you're with us and look forward to getting to know you better. There will be an opportunity to introduce yourself later in the service, and you can sign up for our newsletter in the guest book in the foyer. As we gather each Sunday, we take a moment to greet each other in Zoom and here in the sanctuary, affectionately the Zoomies and the Roomies. Roomies, please rise, embody your spirit for our wave hello and stay standing. There they are for our gathering song, Spirit of Life. This simple act of connection reminds us that despite our distance, we are all one part of this loving community. We appreciate our Sunday service team, Warren, Ben, Edgar, and Penny on Zoom, and Claire for later for our YouTube channel. Our greeters this morning, Lara and Barbara, hospitality, Karen and Dana. We had a joyful celebration of life for our beloved Becky Thorndike yesterday and have beautiful wildflowers and refreshments to continue to share this morning. Fellowship announcements. Do we have any announcements on Zoom? We are good. Do we have announcements here? Yes, please. I think we've got it. Yay. We're experiencing some increase in COVID in our community. Encourage folks to keep us all healthy by using the supplies in the foyer or joining us on Zoom if you're not feeling well. A reminder that we request anyone testing positive or significantly exposed to contact our President, Jude Lowry. Yay. Please be sure to keep up to date by checking the UU View, our website, and the bulletin board downstairs in Celebration Hall. Our fellowship is a light for liberal religion in the mountains that values diversity and the richness it brings to our community. Our celebration of diversity is reflected in the variety of our Sunday services. In addition to different topics, our service sequence and length sometimes varies. We hope today's service enriches your journey of discovery. Today we share parts of a special Sunday worship from the Unitarian Universalist Association's 64th General Assembly in June 2025 in Baltimore. We began with the centering music, I Feel Your Spirit. We invite you to embrace the electrifying spirit of the year's largest UU gathering, where we come together in unity for an awe-inspiring Sunday worship celebration like no other. It's a vibrant communal worship experience that promises to uplift your soul and ignite your passion. The GA celebration was almost 2 hours long, so we've selected 3 segments for our Sunday service. We'll begin with Calling of the Ancestors and Invocation by Reverend Connie Simon and Reverend Dr. Omega Burkshart. I'll light the chalice when they light the large GA chalice, followed by the opening song, Gather the Spirit.
Well, for hundreds of years, people of various cultures have invoked the spirits of their ancestors. through rituals, ceremonies, and practices. They call the names of those who came before and ask for their guidance, their wisdom, and their courage in the present day. Audience participation.
Traditions of our racial and ethnic identities.
Call their names.
Hear our call, be with us now.
We call forth the great thinkers and leaders, the bold and courageous, the rebels and the resistors, the builders of nations and makers of peace, those who fought for change and inclusion and justice. Hear our call, be with us now.
We call forth the ancestors of our blood and of our choosing, those who brought us into the world and who by their love and guidance have loved us into the people we are today. Hear our call, be with us now.
Beloved ancestors, we, your children, the embodiment of your visions and dreams, the keepers of the flame of our faith, call you into this space to gather with us, to be with us now. And we welcome you, too, all of you, to the Sunday worship of the 64th General Assembly of the Unitarian Universalist Association. Come, let us worship.
We gather as a sacred convergence, people born of earth, and we will return to our sacred bodies, temples of ancestral roots once entangled in the deep brown soil, a people made of mycelium and stardust.
We are a people of the south, the north, the east, and the west winds, shifting like dandelion puffs in the sun, steadfast like tender buds on prairie fire crabapple in May, when the tornadic fury leashes and when hail dings the human maid, and red-tinged birds sit deeply snuggled on pale blue spheres.
Rain and the swift mountain rivulets are our tears. The greening sky and modest clouds foretell our revolution. We are of the flood, just as we are the gentle droplets that quench thirsty croplands under rainbows. Just as we are of sea spray and lemonade and the waters of the bowl in which the priestess dips her fingers before dedicating the newborn.
We are a people of the flame, once and still leaping orangely as protective light. We create shadows on the wall with our joyful movements. We are the fire on the parched mountain. We are the spark of passion. We are warmth embodied.
We light this chalice, flame of our ancestors, symbol of evolution, fire that ignites the future unfolding. During our time together, let us be reminded that everything can be changed with a tiny flame. Beacon of our lineage, lighthouse on our journey, bonfire where we will dance together in the darkened forest.
Please rise up by your spirit and join us in our opening hymn.
kindle one flame, witness the mystery of His heart. Our trials in His light appear all the same. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then. Gather in hope, compassion and strength. Gather to celebrate once again. Gather the spirit of heart and mind, seeds for the sowing are laid in store, nurtured in love and conscience refined, with body and spirit united once more. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then. Gather in hope, compassion and strength. Gather to celebrate once again. The Spirit growing in all, drawn by the moon and fed by the sun. Winter to spring and summer to fall, the chorus of life resounding as one. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then. Gather in hope, compassion and strength. Gather to celebrate once again.
Reverend Dr. Nicole C. Kirk, she, her, is the Schulman Chair of Unitarian Universalist History at Meadville Lombard Theological School and a historian of American religious history. She served congregations in Ohio and New Jersey and is currently the program minister part-time at the All Souls Unitarian Church in Tulsa, Oklahoma. She joined the Meadville Lombard faculty in 2012 after serving 8 years in the parish and earning her PhD at Princeton Theological Seminary. Her research interests include religion, business, mobility, and material culture in the 19th and early 20th centuries. Dr. Kirk enjoys advising students and assisting them on their formational paths. Over the years, she has met and worked with many of Meadville Lombard's international partners in the Czech Republic, Japan, and Transylvania. Dr. Kirk is a popular speaker. She gives lectures and sermons across the United States and internationally. Her sermon for this year's GA is titled "Revolution Begins with a Dream." It is in 2 parts with a musical interlude. And now, Reverend Dr. Nicole Kirk.
Volatile markets, a trade war, controversy over citizenship, foreign interventions, businesses closing, economic turmoil, global uncertainty. 1815 was a pivotal year for the United States. It was also an important time for the birth of American Unitarianism. The War of 1812 had ended in February of that year, a war between the youthful United States and Great Britain over trade, commerce, maritime rights, and the meaning of U.S. citizenship and territorial expansion. With the ending of the war, William Ellery Channing, a liberal Congregationalist and minister of the prominent Federal Street Church in Boston, Massachusetts, and his colleagues anticipated a better, if not calmer, year. They were wrong. A different kind of fight was gaining momentum, a fight not waged with cannon, fire, and bayonets, but with convictions and ideas that would revolutionize American religious life forever and give a name to a growing body of religious liberals. What had become known as the Unitarian controversy had erupted in 1805 with the election of Henry Ware Sr. as the Hollis Professor of Divinity at Harvard College. Ware and a growing number of Congregationalist ministers were challenging core Calvinist doctrines, including original sin, the nature of salvation, the interpretation of the Bible, and the Trinity. And many of their parishioners were embracing this emerging liberal theology. It was a quiet revolution that was never meant to be a revolution at all. By 1807, the liberals held the majority of the faculty positions and the presidency of Harvard College, and the conservative wing of the Congregationalists, the ones who called themselves Orthodox, meaning right-thinking, responded forcefully. They issued critical pamphlets, launched periodicals, shunned liberal colleagues, and established their own theological school, Andover Newton. The Orthodox began calling the liberals Unitarian as an insult. This theological feud would ebb and flow until 1815, and that's when Orthodox minister Jedediah Morse spearheaded renewed attacks on liberal ministers. He wanted to expose these ministers and their liberalism, separate them from their Orthodox colleagues and their congregations. In a calculated move, Orthodox ministers refused to exchange pulpits with their liberal colleagues. Jedediah Morse also wrote a book entitled American Unitarianism. A book with an attempt to brand the liberals as heretics. By associating them with an English form of Unitarianism, the intention of these efforts was to isolate the liberals, and instead it consolidated their resistance. And so from his pulpit at Federal Street Church in Boston, we now know as Arlington Street Church. There you are. William Ellery Channing began answering these attacks publicly, emerging as the spokesperson of the liberal movement. And let's be clear, he did not do this alone. He had lots of colleagues and family members and people in his life supporting him, including women, people of color, who often get left out of the story. Then, in this very city of Baltimore, on May 5th, 1819, Channing delivered the ordination sermon of Jared Sparks at the newly gathered First Independent Church of Baltimore. The sermon that became known as Unitarian Christianity embraced the label Unitarianism and interpreted it as an understanding of the unity of God, not a Trinity, and Jesus' role as an important teacher that was subordinate to God. And in that sermon, he laid out the basic tenets of what he called a pure Christianity, a pure and rational Christianity. It was a theological declaration of independence. Even after the Baltimore sermon and embracing the label Unitarian and redefining it, even after Channing helped gather a church in New York City, Even after the court decision in 1820, when that church property was awarded to many of the liberal leaders and congregations, the Unitarians resisted creating a new association, or at least it seems like that. Many of the liberals were not ready to fully separate themselves from the Congregationalist body. It would take 6 more years before the liberals formally organized themselves into an association. And yet the liberals were organizing all along. They had created periodicals like the Monthly Anthology and the Christian Monitor. They had established clubs and ministerial organizations and associations like the Evangelical Missionary Society. A circle of Boston liberal ministers had joined together to hire ministers at large, including Joseph Tuckerman, to serve the poor and those in need. That is community ministry, my friend. And in May of 1820, Channing invited liberal ministers to meet at his church to develop an organization for mutual support. They called it the Berry Street Conference. We know it today as the Berry Street Essay. And yet, the younger generation, did you hear me? The younger generation of liberals still sought stronger connections. At the meeting of an anonymous association, that was really the name, the Anonymous Association, an organization of liberal Boston ministers, young Unitarian ministers like Ezra Giles Gannett, and Channing's assistant minister, by the way, and also Henry Ware Jr., his father, senior, was the one back at the Unitarian controversy time. They and others decided that they could not wait any longer, and they took it upon themselves to design an organization to support Unitarianism in New England and beyond. And so, in May of 1825, at the Berry Street Conference, the American Unitarian Association was born. A constitution was adopted and a purpose that wanted to diffuse the knowledge and promote the interests of the liberal tradition of Unitarianism. They did not seek to hide Unitarianism. They sought to share and expand this practical and life-saving tradition. With this act, the separation between the Orthodox and the liberal strands of Congregationalism was institutionalized. It was an act of hope. They were lovers of life. They were builders of institutions. They were seekers of truth and keepers of faith. They are our ancestors, and we are their hope.
Each child that's born of morning
prayers, and we are our grandparents' dreams. We are the breath of our ancestors, and we carry the spark of the divine within us. We carry the weight of unfinished promises and unrealized dreams. We are the ancestors of tomorrow. And what kind of ancestors will we choose to be? We gather in this moment of profound challenge, when many of us feel worn out, frightened, angry, fragmented, heartbroken. What we hold dear, freedom, justice, diversity, pluralism, equity, inclusion, reason, peace, and love are facing alarming attacks. As individuals, as communities, as a nation, the weight of uncertainty and the erosion of freedom weighs heavily. And we carry other burdens with us. Family strife, a layoff, a breakup, a bad diagnosis, a denial or erasure of who we are, friendships broken, loss and separation. And in this moment, volatile markets, a trade war, controversy over citizenship, foreign interventions, businesses closing, economic turmoil, and global uncertainty. And we too face a rigid orthodoxy, and it's called white Christian nationalism. An orthodoxy that seeks to establish what our founders rejected, a theocracy that would silence the very freedom they fought to protect and couldn't even fully imagine the impact of what they were saying. That foundation, the foundation with this nation was started from, and this religious tradition. It's under attack. They're trying to silence us. We live in the times that Quaker activist Harper Palmer calls the tragic gap. The space where between the hard realities around us and what we know is possible. We can imagine what Martin Luther King Jr. called the beloved community. We can envision what writer James Baldwin demanded, a more humane, connected, and just world. Our ancestors had dreams, and so do we. Historian Barbara Ransby instructs us that change is possible. Change is possible, and transformation begins in our individual and collective imaginations, where we look out where we can already see and do the impossible, imagine something we have not yet seen. She tells us, Barbara Ransby tells us, that revolution begins with a dream. And at the end, we must fight for it. We know the possibilities exist because we have experienced them in moments of profound connection and acts of justice that bends the arc towards love, although right now it feels like someone's trying to pull it the other way. In communities that held space for the full humanity of every person. And yet we also know the gaps. We know the gaps in our history and ourselves. As my beloved colleague Avi Jamamachi reminds us, we practice an aspirational faith that frequently, if not routinely, has not lived up to the fullness of what it preaches. We are dreamers, awakening. It's taking a long time to get fully awake. We are dreamers awakening to the hard work of making dreams real. Bear with me for this next part. I think I can get through this. This year has taught me something profound about the relationship between dreams and loss, between what we inherit and what we leave behind. 6 months ago, my husband, Frederick, died. After 13 months of living with terminal cancer. Now, we had time before he died, time to speak of the past, time to reckon with the regrets and mistakes, time to recall the shared joy, time to dream of a future that would not include his physical presence. But we would continue to be shaped by his love and dreams. We dreamt that together. You knew about this moment, by the way. I have been reflecting what it means to be alive in this moment, to survive the loss of a partner, to be more than 25 years in my Unitarian Universalist service as a minister, 13 years at Meadville Lombard Theological School, and more recently, having the opportunity to serve my local congregation, All Souls Unitarian in Tulsa. I've been thinking about how to reckon with this moment in my life, and also what's happening to us in this nation, and how Unitarian Universalism is caught there in between. How do we live into this moment when there is disappointment and broken dreams? How do we be a part of this movement that's more than just surviving as Unitarian Universalists? In my conversation with Frederick, I learned that grief and hope are not opposites. They are partners in the sacred work of remembering and imagining. When we grieve because we have loved. When we dream because we have hope for the future. What does it mean to be the people who inherit our ancestors' legacies? Both the legacies we know of and the legacies that have been silenced. What does it mean that they were both flawed and full of promise? And how do we carry these legacies forward when we ourselves are flawed and full of promise? Our bicentennial for one part of our tradition, Unitarianism, calls us to reflect on the past. All of it. The celebrations, the leadership, the breakthroughs, and the mistakes. The failures, the places where the injustice prevailed. We must never forget where we have failed. We must never forget so that we can hold space to honor the grief, the loss, the missed opportunities, and to do something about it. We also hold tight our inheritance of this life-giving, saving, loving faith tradition, and even as we reflect on the mistakes, this is the both and, my friends. We must still honor the leadership, the creativity, the adaptability, the imaginations, the possibilities of so many who came before us. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here. Let me know you're here. Let me know you're here. Yeah. 200 years from now, let alone 50 years from now at General Assembly, perhaps at Baltimore or the moon, or wherever it may be, what will they say about how we showed up in this moment? Because we will be the ancestors I hope they sing of. The American Revolution did not fully liberate all Americans, but it did create the possibility of a future liberation movements. The Unitarian Revolution did not create a perfect faith, but it created a possibility of a faith that could evolve towards greater inclusion theologically, economically, socially, bodily. Freedom isn't the absence of restraint, it is the presence of love. It's the courage. It's the courage to remain open-hearted even after the loss, even after the brokenness, even after the shattered dreams. It's the willingness to keep on dreaming even when we have lost what seems like our hopes. When we gather like this, bearing witness to life's fragility, and it is fragile, life's fragility and magnificence. Freedom is never finished. We will be the ancestors that are going to be spoken of. Will we then be the ancestors who refuse to let democracy die on our watch? Will we be the ancestors who insisted that no single religion dictates the truth? The work of liberation is never done, but each generation must take up the torch and carry it forward. Remember, remember in these tough times where rights are being denied and where the clouds of war are on the horizon, where fundamentalism is on the rise and your health and your loved ones' well-being is at risk. Unitarian Universalism must be both a rallying cry and a refuge. We offer sanctuary for the soul and summons to live our values of love and justice out in the world. But we know it. In order to do this, we have to have depth. We have to have the Spirit. We have to have our humanness in connection with one another. We are a faith that doesn't just believe in justice or talk about justice. We offer a moral framework and organized spirituality. We have a courageous history, a history of engagement that's so courageous. And we must not neglect to remember to offer space for spiritual healing and growth. And if you don't have that in your community right now, and you recognize that, then you are part of what is going to be the people gathering to make that happen. We need these spiritual roots, or however you translate that word, those spiritual roots through our music, our poetry, our words, our meditations, our prayers, sermons and songs that feed us. Feed our sparks of the divine, feed the Spirit in our communities, so that we can not only transform ourselves, but then go out and transform the world. We need that fuel, yes, that fuel of healing, that fuel for growth. We need this because Bell Hooks reminds us that we need each other when she told us, rarely, if ever, are any of us healed in isolation. None of us do this alone. Looking back at what happened 200 years ago when Jedediah Morris tried to brand the liberals as heretics and isolate them, something remarkable happened. Instead of scattering in fear like leaves before the storm, they planted seeds that would grow into strong sequoias. They did not retreat, they advanced, and they consolidated their resistance. They organized. Chanting his Baltimore sermon became their battle cry. Speak your truth boldly, prove all things, and hold fast that which is good. They created periodicals to carry their new theology across the land. They established clubs where like-minded individuals could meet and create caring communities. They sent ministers at large into the city streets to serve the forgotten and the forsaken. They formed the Berry Street Conference, creating sanctuary for souls under siege. They did not wait for permission. They did not wait for permission. They decided they could not wait any longer, and they took it upon themselves to create the American Unitarian Association. And when they accomplished this, they went from defense to offense, reaction to creation. This pattern is written in our spiritual DNA. Feel it, know it, act on it, live out of it. when they tried to, the Orthodox, when they tried to silence our ancestors, they organized. When they tried to isolate us, they built bridges. When they attacked your legitimacy, nurture your institutions that recognize your infinite worth. Communities where you can bring your entire beautiful self. The same fire that burned in their hearts burns in ours today. They are all around us. We called them in this room this morning and online. The same courage that moved them to action calls to us now. We are not here by accident. We are the living legacy of those who refuse to be silent, refuse to be diminished, refuse to surrender their liberation and the liberation of others. The future is calling us now. We are the hope of the ancestors, the ones who came to Baltimore more than 200 years ago, the ones before them, the ones who came after, so many who have been there and helped us expand and understand how big our love is, how grand and large our freedom is. In this moment, friends, don't be afraid. Don't stop organizing. Don't stop dreaming. Don't stop loving. Friends, this faith matters. Your congregations, your communities matter. Your dreams matter. And the things we choose to do and say in the months and years ahead matter. Our ancestors, the spirit of life and freedom, and most of all, I think you know the word, love. Let's just say that together. Love is holding us, is carrying us, is inspiring us, is putting our hope in us. Love is all around, my friends. Let's not forget it. Can you feel it? Love is all around.
Oh, yay. We are grateful to have the companionship of over 1,000 Unitarian Universalist congregations and our shared principles and values as we act in solidarity with courage and love in these challenging times. The GA gatherings are so inspiring and awesome. I invite those in the sanctuary to pick up a bookmark with 10 great reasons to join a UU community. Those on Zoom who might like one mailed, please let Penny know, and we will take care of that. We are also grateful for the diverse gifts of time, talent, and treasure that are given by so many in love and in hope. Please give generously to the life and work of this beloved community. And now, join me in the dedication of our gifts. Gifts given in love and hope continue a cycle of love and hope. May it be so. Thank you for your support. All financial gifts are appreciated. There's an offering plate at the sanctuary entry where there are also stamped addressed envelopes to mail. Donations are welcome electronically, including PayPal link on our website and in the UU View. There's also our celebration jar here and a basket for coffee donations downstairs in Celebration Hall. As we prepare for joys and concerns, know that they will be edited out before being posted online. It is a joy to welcome visitors this morning. We have anyone new to us? I think we're all known to each other, and we can visit more during coffee hour. We have a couple of birthdays to celebrate. Penny and Callie had birthdays yesterday, and Debbie has one coming up, so all the tambourines are out there. All right.
Make some noise.
Yay. Shake them up. Yeah. Awesome. Oh, there's Warren with them.
Warren's got him. Okay.
Yay.
I mean,
So
we
to
can
Penny and
go to our
Callie and Debbie,
happy birthday to all those. We're going to
Yay.
sing and make some noise.
okay.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Many more, many more.
Yay. A pebble cast into a pond causes ripples that spread in all directions. Our lives are woven together, each thread carrying stories of gladness and grief, of hope and heartbreak. In this time of sharing, we speak aloud some of those stories so that we may carry one another more tenderly. You are welcome to share a joy or concern, knowing that we speak here is held in love and in trust. I'll drop a pebble in the water, and we'll begin with those on Zoom, and we'll follow with those in the sanctuary and invite you to line up by the piano. Okay, wow, that's something. A last final pebble, as we, what we have shared here. What we have shared here becomes part of the great fabric of this community, threads of joy, sorrow, hope, and love woven together. May we be strengthened by this tapestry of care. May we remember that we are never alone. Oh, goodness. And now I invite you to a minute of silence. You can choose to meditate, pray, reflect on something you've heard here today, or simply sit silently in community with others, and I'll bring you back with the chimes. Our closing includes a charge to the descendants and a musical blessing, followed by I will do our chalice extinguishing.
Blessed ancestors, we have felt your presence with us here today. We, the beneficiaries of your imagination, are grateful for your courage, your perseverance, and your persistence. We thank you for igniting the spark and launching the movement that we now know as Unitarian Universalism. Amen. Thank you for your example and your guidance. We release you from this space, affirmed in the belief that you are always with us, part and parcel of who we are as Unitarian Universalists. Now, beloveds with us here today, both in person and virtually, I just said it, we represent the dreams of our ancestors. The responsibility is now ours to carry the revolution forward, to consolidate our resistance to the inequities and injustices of these times, to organize ourselves in courageous engagement as we assume the mantle of lovers of life, builders of institutions, seekers of truth, and keepers of the faith, to be worthy ancestors of future generations. That's right. Let's go. soldiers keep on warring. World, keep on turning, 'cause it won't be too long. People, powers keep on lying, while your people, they keep on dying. World, keep on turning, 'cause it won't be too long. No, it won't be too long. So no, I'm sorry, glad he let me try it again. 'Cause my last time on earth I lived a whole world of sin. And I'm so glad I know more than I knew then. Gonna keep on trying till I reach the higher ground. Lovers, keep on loving. Oh, you believers, keep on believing. Sleepers, just stop sleeping, 'cause it won't be too long. No, no, no. And I'm so darn glad he let me try it again. 'Cause my last time on earth I lived a whole world of sin. I'm so glad that I know more than I do then. Gonna keep on trying till I reach the highest ground. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm so darn glad he let me try it again. 'Cause my last time on earth I lived a whole world of sin. And I'm so glad that I know more than I knew then. Gonna keep on trying till I reach the highest ground. Oh yeah, I wanna go higher, higher, higher. Let me hear you say higher, 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 higher. And I'm so glad he let me try it again. 'Cause my last time on earth I lived a whole world of sin. And I'm so glad that I know more than I knew then. Gonna keep on trying till I reach the highest ground. Yeah, 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 till I reach my highest ground. Till I reach my highest ground. Yeah.
Wow. Our chalice extinguishing. We extinguish this chalice, but not the light of our shared faith. It shines in the witness of our congregations, the work of the UUA, and in the voices lifted at General Assembly and beyond, in the courage of our ancestors and in the hopes of our descendants. This small flame connects us to a wider circle of care and courage, a community larger than one place or one time. May we carry its glow with us, reminded that we are part of a living tradition, ever reaching for justice, ever widening the circle of love. Thank you for joining us today. We know you have many options on how to spend your Sunday morning, and we're deeply grateful that you chose to be in community with us. Next week, we welcome Deirdre McCalla with music and message titled When Angels Walked on Earth, and we have a short preview of her music to share now.
heart today, and the sky's blue. The phone's unplugged and I've thrown away a list of things to do. I put all my tears in a jar on the shelf, alongside the shadow of my former self. I'm just happy to be on the planet, simply enjoying my time, finding relief in the small shred of peace. Happy to be feeling fine. I've lived in haste at a frantic pace, like a manic rat, totally mesmerized by the maze, fighting over scraps, playing the angles and checking the score, living for drama but not anymore. I'm just happy to be on the planet, simply enjoying my time, finding relief in the small shred of peace. Happy to be feeling fine. I'll take my turn, carry all of my share, but I finally learned every once in a while you pull back and check in for repair. Over the mountain a flood awaits, brought on by heavy rain. Pretty soon it'll breach the gate, bringing a tide of change. But just for the moment I'll bask in this light, with a grin on my face and my thumb in a dike. I'm just happy to be on the planet, simply enjoying my time, finding relief in the small shred of peace. Happy to be feeling fine, happy to be on the planet, happy to be on the planet, happy to be on the planet, happy to be feeling fine. No one has broken my heart today. Thank you.
We'll also have that concert and potluck on Saturday. Following service, those on Zoom are invited to continue the conversation. I'll stop back at the tech table to chat about the service in GA, and those in the sanctuary are invited to coffee time downstairs in Celebration Hall. Please rise and body your spirit. Those in the sanctuary may choose to hold hands. Make some interesting shape. Yay, there we're going. Wonderful, wonderful. Love is the spirit of this fellowship, and community is its goal. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. So may it be. Let's turn and wave goodbye to our Zoomies over on your right. Bye, guys. Wonderful. Go in peace. The service has ended. And Reiki purple.
Hi all.
Oh my goodness.
I think I have a board meeting at 1 o'clock, so I'm gonna go grab some lunch unless anybody has something they need me for. Like, will you be coming to the mountain, Ian?